what can you tell me about this new epic chapter in the Peggle saga, this dark second middle chapter?
There's a lot of betrayal and angst. No, it's more Peggle, but much more rich and immersive. We've tried to take the great gameplay from the original games and really immerse you in the world of the characters themselves. And so we brought Bjorn back as the only returning master that we've talked about so far. But we also have brand new masters. And so as you play the game, you'll see that the masters are all out of the gun. They're fully animated and realized in this world that they live in. And as you play through the campaign, you're playing through sort of their part of the world. So we want to give you that same gameplay you love, give you a lot of challenges, give you a lot of deep new tricks to kind of mess around with, but really make you feel like you're in a place and having fun with the people that live there.
So there are so many different versions of Peggle that came out, all these like limited edition ones. Are you planning, like, is Peggle 2 going to have the same style? You're going to have like crazy versions, or are you doing like, no, this is like Xbox One big major release, this is it, guys?
No, God, I hope so. I would love to just keep making Peggle forever. So we do have DLC plans. So once we release the game, we will be supporting it. There's a bunch of stuff that we want to do. So like new masters, new levels, new costume and customization options and stuff like that. So we will be releasing a lot of content for the game. What we do in terms of like goofy spin-offs or like limited editions, can't really say yet.
So these new masters, first off, when you're like, okay, it's time to make a new master, this new character for the game, where do you begin in the process of coming up with the mechanics for them?
I don't know. It can vary depending on the master, and so like a lot of times the power will either be something that someone's thought about for a while and then you adapt a master to it, or it is an idea, a concept for a character, and then what could their power be? And so Luna's a really good example. She's the first new master that we're showing, and she's a ghost, and so it would follow that her power, Nightshade, which turns blue pegs into ghost pegs, is appropriate for her character. And so we try to stick with something that's thematically relevant. And I think you'll see with every one of the masters, like they are very much parts of their personality. They feel like something that master would actually do. So yeah, there's no real good answer for that. It's kind of, it can go either way. It's a lot like we do level design. Sometimes there's an idea for a peg layout that we really want to do, and sometimes there's great art that we want to figure out, how we can use, and then figure the peg layout, around that. So yeah, it varies.
One of my few criticisms about the first Peggle was that you'd often have these levels that would have a really interesting, I mean, this is a weird word, but kind of a gimmick, like some, a really interesting thing that would then, there was no other levels like that had that. How do you guys, first off, come up with these gimmicks, and how do you guys balance having the same gameplay but with these interesting kind of side things, and how do you keep the diversity up?
Yeah, it's tough. We tend to fall in love with ideas when we first put them out there, and so we have bumpers in the demo, like pinball-style bumpers, and when we first put those into a level, we freaked out and started putting them into every level we could manage, but then we realized we needed to pull it back, and so we want things to feel like that they're fresh and that they're unfolding and that you're not tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again. So a lot of it is just like putting something out there, then figuring out how we can use it best, and then trying to make sure that we don't overuse it and kind of make it heavy-handed. And so you'll see that with all the new mechanics that we're adding. We try to use them sparingly, just so that every time you do see them, it's just like, oh man, this is something brand new that I'm really excited about. Okay,
so is there any difference in how people are going to be purchasing the game? Is this going to be another free-to-play thing?
No, it will not. No, it is a digital-only title that'll just follow kind of a traditional digital download model. Yeah.
Will people be able to play it within World of Warcraft?
I used to play it within World of Warcraft. I would love to resurrect that add-on if I could. I have no plans for that currently.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well then, okay, so you mentioned the bumpers. Are there any major changes to the basic gameplay in Peggle, or is it the same and there's just the new masters?
So the basic core gameplay is still the same. It's more about adding on depth in the master powers and in the new elements in the boards themselves. So we're keeping it true to the original, but we are adding a lot of depth around that. And so the boards will play fundamentally different depending on who you're using and what you're trying to do. And so if you're trying to complete an optional objective, you may approach it a different way. But really, that core, aim, fire, and just watch the ball resolve is still the same. Yeah.
Okay, so can we expect, well, first off, when is Peggle 2 coming out? Is it already out? Are we expecting it? What's going on?
It is a launch window title for Xbox One.
Word, okay. All right, very interesting, because I'm wondering then if, because right now I really love The Last of Us, but Peggle 2 might take it away. What do you think?
I think Peggle 2 is probably the greatest game ever made.